Hello, I'm Caolan and I'm going to be interviewing my local sporting hero, Dan McCartan. Hello, Dan.
Nice walking.
Thanks for letting me interview you for the Respect local sporting hero.
I heard I was fifth on the list, so I don't mind, so it's not too bad. The other four couldn't make it, but I'll come along as fifth. I don't mind being fifth on your list.
Yeah.
Not too
Well,
bad.
to start off, could I ask you a few questions about your childhood, if that's alright?
No problem, far ahead.
What was your childhood like and where did you grow up?
I grew up in a wee village called Donaghcloney, halfway between Barnbridge and Lurgan. Had a great childhood. Became a big family. There was 7 of us. Now we didn't go to school locally, so we went to school. We travelled to school, so we're a wee bit isolated in one sense, but in another sense, because you had a big family, you weren't isolated. It was what you knew, and to be honest with you, I know I grew up in the middle of troubles, but my parents managed to keep that away from me. So I had a idyllic childhood, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, following on from that, what schools did you go to?
I went to St Cummins Barn Primary School in Lawrencetown, directly across from your granddad's there in McCusker's house. I used to be jealous because your second cousins, Mark and Brian, used to be able to go home for lunch. And I wasn't. I had to get a bus home. And then after that, I went on to St Cummins College up here in Newry, in Violet Hill. So it's 2 schools I went to.
Did you play sport in school? If so, what were they?
In primary school, it wasn't much sport. Now, Mr. McCartan took us from P4 when we played football, so we played for the football team there. And then when we went to up the road to St Cummins, I played a bit of football in St Cummins. Now there wasn't much outside of it. I played soccer and I boxed a wee bit, but they weren't associated with school. Mostly Gaelic football in school, to be fair.
Yeah. What was the most memorable sporting experience you had when you were growing up?
Okay, a couple of tragic ones when I was growing up. I played in the Reebok Fives, which was a competition back then, soccer, and I was a goalkeeper. And we got to the semi-final against a team from St Mary's in Belfast. It was a big deal back then. John Barnes came over. They used to play the Liverpool song, Pass and Move, Liverpool Groove. I gave away a penalty, came out of the box, I touched the ball outside the box, so it was a penalty. And it wasn't even a handball out of the box, but then you weren't allowed outside the box at all. And my friends never ever let me live that down. Also, when I was under 14, I was taken off in a championship match after about 7 minutes. So, two real bad ones, like.
Yeah, not happy ones.
Not happy ones indeed.
Who was your sporting hero growing up and why was he your sporting hero?
Depends on. I followed all sport when I was younger. If it was tennis, it was Agassi and Sampras. If it was football, I was United man. So, I had Paul Ince, Cantona, and then Roy Keane. Within Gaelic football, 91, 94 teams were, definitely up there with the whole lot of it. Probably going to watch your brother was a big help to me, 91, 94. DJ was a cousin, so you had a lot of family connections there. So when it comes to that sort of thing, I had a few people I looked up to when I was younger, and I tried to follow their footsteps a wee bit. And I was lucky that I did come across a few people. I was lucky to meet Jack O'Shea because my brother played with the national regional and stuff like that. So I got to meet some of them when I was growing up.
What do you enjoy most about being involved in sport?
The thing I enjoy most about it is the camaraderie, okay, the crack and the changing room. You miss that banter whenever you're gone. Recently, well, it depends who you ask if I quit or not quit. My wife's listening, I've definitely quit. Quit playing football recently, and you miss that banter in the change room, the slag and the abuse. Like when I played for the county, Brendan McVeigh was a complete gangster, where you couldn't leave a sock down. He would chop it up. Boys like that, playing pranks and stuff. That's what you miss. You miss the male the connections and crack, which when you get older, there's not many avenues that you have an opportunity to have that in.
Yeah.
Also, keeping fit. It's a great opportunity to stay fit, and stay focused, and keep yourself in good shape.
Yeah. Well, don't really want to bring you on this topic, but would you be able to tell me about the final in 2010? What was it like playing at Croke Park?
Look, 2010 is mixed memories in my head. Obviously it's a great day and obviously a horrendous day. You try to be the only person in your house to lose an All-Ireland final. There's not much crack. When it comes to social occasions in my family, I just get put to the corner.
Yeah.
To talk then later on. But look, was it a great day? Looking back now, probably it was. We didn't let it in on us because you were trying to win a game.
Yeah.
But when you look back now, I look back with fond memories that you entered Crow Park, and I try to explain this to young boys now. Whenever you played in an All-Ireland final day, you think that you will be able to talk to somebody left or right. This is so important to practice stuff, because you won't. I remember trying to scream at Caolan McCartan. He wasn't 10 yards from me. There's a white noise around Croke Park when it's full, and it's just a cacophony, and you cannot hear a thing. And you're trying to give instructions to somebody else, and you can't. Bar if you give signals, it doesn't happen. So it's a great achievement that I can look back on that, but do I look back and regret? Yes, every day. There's not a day goes by when I don't wish that I'd done something different in that game, or had took a chance, or done this and changed, or. But unfortunately, I have to live with that. I never got a chance to go back, but I do look back and plenty of people didn't get a chance to be there, so I have to be realistic. But the competitor in me wishes that it was different results,
Yeah. As a team, did you feel any pressure going into the final, as like no other down team had ever lost?
Look, there was a bit of pressure in that fact, but there also was a wee bit of. We were confident, we were cocky about it, it's because it was in our nature, we'd came from nowhere, so it meant a lot. We'd won with big Kerry, we beat Kildare, so we thought we were there in merit, and to be honest with you, looking back, we probably were there in merit. Could we have got back? We could have, if the team had stayed together, and boys, like, we lost a lot of boys back to Australia and went travelling, and boys quit and stuff like that. That panel I was in 2010 was undoubtedly the best panel that we had. That panel wasn't back again, and that matters. We're not a massive county, and you need to have everybody available, and we didn't have 1-2 players missing to play at the top table. You need everybody, and that's where we probably fell down that year's come back. So the pressure of if we'd lost one, there was big media presence that year that James and the management team took that pressure off us and said, look, we'd much rather have down 1-6 or 7 or 8 out of 10 as 6 out of 6, so they've done that for us. That helped us along the way.
What was the atmosphere like in the change room after the game?
After the game, there wasn't much atmosphere now. I was like almost like a very morbid, to be honest. Like I remember reading Jarlath Burns one time. He wrote in the back of the Gaelic Life that losing an All-Ireland final is like a death in the family. And I've touched wood. I've lucky enough. I've never experienced death in the family, and I could not, for one sake, put that in the thing. But I couldn't compare. Although you do feel the embarrassment, the regret, everything, the emotions you have for weeks on end afterwards, and it doesn't change.
Try to take you on to an easier topic to talk about. Who's the best player you ever played against, and why?
Best player I've ever played against, probably 2 of them. Declan O'Sullivan from Kerry and Donegal O'Connor from Cork. So good because they were equally at ease on both sides. I spent my lifetime trying to learn people's movements, what their preferences were. Whether I turned left foot, right foot, whether I done with the left, right, bounce left, and I spent hours upon hours looking up video for that. My notebook kept them out to keep it going. Them 2 men could turn off either foot and were equally comfortable on both sides. So it was hard to predict, and that's what made them so hard to mark.
Yeah. Following on from that, who's the best player you ever played with, and why?
The best player I ever played with was undoubtedly Benny Coulter, because one matter if Benny's leg was hanging off. I seen him go play against Kerry, against Kildare with half a foot, and as a calf wasn't trained in the week, and he could still perform at the weekend. It didn't matter if the man was fast, strong, I think Benny would always perform. On the big day, he was always there, and that's why, in my opinion, I played a lot of good players. Ambrose was, excellent at his time. If Ambrose, when we played against Tyrone in 2010, we could have been Ulster champions, and if he had played in 2010, we'd have won the Ireland. I've no doubt about that. That's how much of an influence Ambrose was. I played a lot of good players, but probably looking defence-wise, Garvey was good on the rest of them, but them 2 were probably the best 2 that I played with.
I know you come from a talented football family. Who do you think the best brother or your father was? Who do you think out of them was the best, and why was that?
I can't comment on my father. I can just tell you that it was in the 60s, long before I was kicking about. I can't comment. Some of my brothers were injured when I was older, but just with her hearsay, the people telling me my father was the best of the family. He got 2 play the years, none of the rest of them did. My father always claimed that my other brother Charlie Pat was the best of us. he never got to fulfil his potential with injuries and stuff like that. So it's hard to tell. I know my younger brother Owen was a far better footballer than I'll ever be, but cruciates and stuff around his career, like I can put my hand up, he was, and any of my friends will tell you he was 10 times the footballer I was growing up, and more skill than his big toe. But he used to say that I was a Shetland pony, he was more like a stallion, you know.
Yeah. What do you think the greatest achievement of your inter-county or club? What's been your greatest achievement?
Well, looking back, getting an Ireland final was my biggest achievement. Obviously, to play for the county was a big achievement. It was something I inspired to do. To win championships with the club were great because I had a lot of years when we beat by a point in championship 4 or 5 years. We started playing in 2002, didn't win a championship in 2010. So to win the club championships are special as well. And I was lucky enough to win a Sickers and McQueen's. Them things do matter. But look, of all wee bits of greatness, but have nothing. 2010 could have been, but it just wasn't. You know, that's life.
What was the best advice you were given growing up?
Probably the best advice I ever got came from my family. I'm not sure if it was my father or my brothers, but it was have no excuses. Like if you want to play football at a high level, go out and practice. I was taken off at 14 after 7 minutes in merit, and I remember my family saying, "Look, get out there and practice. If you think that was it, wasn't it? Go out and prove them wrong. Go out and practice. Go and get fit. Do what you got to do. Don't any excuses, and don't." Plenty of people. I could show you a country full of people who say they played football, but they give up far more talent than I ever was at 17, 18, but they quit. It's far easier to watch Champions League, far easier to watch Coronation Street than go out and train on practice. I did them things. I was a better footballer then in my career than I was at the start of the career. I'd openly put my hand up, I acknowledge that. But it took a lot of hard work, and that applies to everything. It applies to studies, everything. If you want to go and get on your career, go and do it. Go put your head down, study, stop watching Coronation Street, stop watching all them things. Like no matter what you do, whatever you get in life, you'll get it. My father told me no excuses. He says, if you want to come work with me in the road squad, go and do it, no problem. But don't complain to me in 10 years when that's what you want to do. If you want to go on and develop, he says, if you want to go on a career, that's what you got to do. If you don't, have no excuses.
Yeah.
But he says, be happy with what you choose. So that was the best advice I got.
Would you continue that a young footballer trying to play county football?
Yeah, look, I do. I'm helping the minors in the moment, and I do. I never made a minor team. I was nowhere near it. 1999, myself and Danny Hughes were dropped. They won the All-Ireland. It hurt, but we weren't there, you know. And but I remember Danny going to the gym and burning and lifting, trying to get himself in good shape. I try to get himself, try to develop skills, go out and practice. Okay, you have to do it. Everybody can go home and tell mummy, can tell you, oh, you tried hard, Jimmy, or you done this. But what are you really putting the hours in? I don't know. Okay, like just going to training is not enough. You got to outside of the gable of a wall and practice yourself. If you want to be the best, that's where you got to be. If you look up any of them documentaries of anybody, they'll tell you that child was out with a football from his no height, and that's it. And you can do that from any age. It's just putting the effort in. Have no excuses.
You said about being involved with the minor team. Do you have any future aspirations with the minor team?
Well, I'd like them to win something. That'd be fantastic for them. But look, I aspirations. Look, there's two ways to look at minors. You're trying to develop minor footballers, or we trying to develop players that are going to play senior football further down. We probably looked at the second one, and nothing was greater last year than we've seen Owen McCabe, Pierce Laverty, these boys all on the panel starting, come on for down. This year you see Shane Annett, Peter Fagan, Liam Kerr, who we've had our fans on. It's great because for years there we hadn't got a big supply of footballers coming through, and that meant a lot that you give them boys some bit of advice, although they probably didn't take it on board, probably laughed at me, but I was glad to see that some people through my hands are actually pushing on and playing for the county seniors.
Well, that's all I've got to say. Thanks for taking your time out and let me interview you, Dan.
Thank you very much, Keelan. Much appreciated.